Welcome back, everyone! This is Jaronitis bringing you Feed the Beast 1.6. Today we are starting on Horrible Lag episode, I think it's 66, but I'm really not certain. As you can see, we are having some issues here. My MFE is not able to quite keep up. In between episodes, I let things run for a little bit and got things processed down. So we'll take a look over here real quick and show you guys. In the ore section, I have a whole bunch of ores, and we're finally down to 357 crushed iron ore, thus bringing up to over 10,000 purified. However, we still have 4,000 of tin, 3,700 of copper, silver, lead, and so on. Turns out that ferrous ore, it is a thermal expansion only ore, so it cannot go in the not the pulverizer, but the macerator. When you go to put it in there, it literally won't go because there's no support for ferrous ore in the macerator. So that being the case, we're just going to let it toss in here and let the pulverizer do its thing and just let it ride that way. Alright, so other than that, we need to do something about our power supply. The other thing is that this machine right here is actually pretty slow. I actually would love to add a second one of these in and therefore be processing at twice the capacity or twice the speed. But I'm not exactly certain how I want to do that. But for now, if I can upgrade the power supply, I might be able to put more overclockers in here and really just let this sucker fly. But, I would have to figure out how many overclockers I can get away with and the power supply necessary to keep it going. Because each time I add an overclocker, we're using more power. Right now we're using 168 EU per tick. And 168 EU per tick, let's see, we are making 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we are making 200 EU per tick, and we are using 168. I can actually up it one more and still be able to maintain the power as long as I wasn't using the power for anything else. Okay, so 168, we're going to add one more, and that brings it to 268. Well, we can't manage 268. That's more than we can have at one time. That's more than we're making anyway. So the problem is we're not making enough power. So we need to upgrade power sources. I considered going with the nuclear power source, but I really don't want to do that yet. Mostly because I really don't know that much about nuclear stuff, and I don't want to blow up like my everything. Creepers are bad enough. Adding in nuclear power, not so great an idea. Anyway, so instead of going that way, we're going to go a different way. We're going to go with solar power. We're going to go with solar power for two reasons. One, it's infinite. Solar generators never break down, or solar panels, that is, never break down. And on top of never breaking down, I happen to have already made the overworld a permanent day world by using Ars Magica to roll time over. So since I'm already at permanent day, making solar panels seems like a pretty decent thing to do. Alright, that being said, we have another problem. A problem that I've already worked around, but still need to tell you about. I am still operating in version 1.0.14. Okay, I've not upgraded to 1.0.16 or 1.0.18, which are still available, but I have not upgraded those as of yet. I'm going to do that shortly, but I'm not prepared to upgrade yet. They may have fixed this problem in those, but if they haven't, well, whatever. Last episode, I believe I showed you guys that when I was trying to make the RE batteries, the AE system would ask for them. It says it was missing the battery, but it wouldn't make one. For some reason, it's like it lost the communication and lost the ability to make one. So because of that, I had to hand make. Well, it's not that I had to hand make them. If I were to go in and switch this over to craftable items and then search for a battery, or just bat, because there's not that many things in here. If I were to click this and say make these, it will make them. It will work, and it will function. But for some reason, the applied energistics system won't actually respond to itself and make them when it sees that it needs them. So I went in here and I told this to craft enough for a decent supply of solar panels. So that being said, we're going to go ahead and start into some solar panel stuff. So solar panels are made, at the beginning, 2 episodes ago, I believe it was, you saw me throw some coal in to the macerator and had the coal get mashed up. Okay, we're going to make solar panels. This is 1 EU per tick. Okay, that's a very small amount. But remember, it's infinite, so you're going to spend a lot of stuff to make these things, but ultimately you're going to have the power forever unless something happens to it. Like getting blown up by a creeper or something. Anyway, so you pulverize or macerate coal, so you have coal dust. Then you got glass. Then you have electronic circuits, and you have a generator. Electronic circuits we've made before. They're just an iron plate with redstone and copper cable. Okay, and we'll ignore that. And then the generator is just an iron furnace with iron plates and the battery, which is why we need the batteries. And of course, the iron furnace is just a furnace with iron plates. Okay, so we're going to make a whole bunch of these. Now, I could make a ton of these and line my roof with them. I could line my entire roof, and I'd have to make the amount of power. But we have the mod compact solar arrays, which lets us make the compact solar arrays. The low voltage solar array is 8 solar panels connected together with an LV transformer to make a low voltage solar array. So then you have one block that generates 8 EU per tick. Then there's a medium solar array, which is 8 low voltage solar arrays and a MV transformer, and that brings it to 8 times 8 is 56. I think it's 56. Whatever. So anyway, that gets that into a single block. And then of course there's the high voltage solar array, which takes all of those together, and you wind up with a 512 EU per tick solar array. I think I did that second piece of math wrong. Because this is 8 times 8. Should have been 64. 64, not 56. I was close. If you invert the numbers and subtract 1, it was close. Shut up. Don't judge me. So anyway, we're in between episodes. I went ahead and programmed the system to be able to make these. So let's see. I programmed in how to make 1 solar panel. I also programmed in how to make the, wait a minute, that's the high voltage. Low voltage solar array. And then of course the medium voltage solar array. And then the high voltage solar array. These are all made with the previous incarnations. The only difference is that the low solar array uses the LV transformer, and the LV transformer is simple. It's just wood, insulated cable, and a coil. The coil was just the insulated copper cable and iron, as you remember from when we previously programmed how to make this. So we can make a bunch of these, no problem. And then when we go to this, the low voltage solar arrays require the MV transformer, which is just a basic machine casing and some copper cable. This is actually the easiest transformer to make of all of them, just because it's so basic. And then, of course, the high voltage transformer, which is going to be gold insulated cable, which the machine already knows how to make, electronic circuits, which we already know how to make, a MV transformer, which I just said was so easy to make, and an advanced RE battery. The advanced RE battery is kind of annoying. Bronze item casings, which hopefully I have enough of. I should. I think, because I'm actually not going to be making very many of these, because each one of these is going to make a 512. I mean, I'd have to make thousands of the smaller solar panels to be able to use this. So anyway, this requires sulfur, which you have plenty of because we actually got it from mining, and pulverized lead or macerated lead, and that's no big deal either. So that being the case, now we're going to do this. Well, first off, we're going to change this back to stored and craftable, and we're going to type in solar. And let's see if this is going to work. I made one single solar panel to make sure the system would actually work without having any kind of problem in the middle. So we're going to say, hey, make me 2 high voltage solar arrays. And this is going to be funny and take a long time. But it's working. It's not running into hiccups yet. Let's give it a second. Okay. Well, we seem to be working okay right now. We've already made 1 low voltage solar array, 2 low voltage solar arrays now. The medium voltage solar array shouldn't be a problem. I love watching this autocraft because look at all the steps. We could be sitting here crafting all this stuff right now. Going through each thing, shift clicking it in, making it, shift clicking it in, making it, shift clicking it in, making it. But all I have to do is tell this thing here, make me this stuff because I want it. And it says, yes, master, we will do as you desire. Until it doesn't, and then I have to smack it. Alright, so this is all running nicely. While this is running nicely, we're going to go ahead and try to upgrade something else. We currently have MFEs, which is the mass something energy. I have actually no idea what it actually means, but that's okay, because I don't have to know. We want to upgrade, since we're going to upgrade the amount of energy coming in, we want to upgrade the amount of energy going out as well. Ultimately, I actually want to make these high voltage solar arrays. I actually want to make probably 6 to 8 of them, and we'll see what we're going to wind up with that. Let's see. So we want to make an MFSU. The MFSU is going to be a bit more complicated to make, but as you can see, it puts out 2048 EU per tick. And we want to be able to put out that much so that we can run those machines at full capacity. So let's see. Its capacity is 40 million EU. That's awesome. All right, so to make this, we're going to need our MFEs that we already have. So I will probably stick with 4 for now, just because making MFEs is such a pain in the butt. Let's see. The advanced machine casing. Oh, advanced machine casing. I hadn't planned for that. Let's see. I taught this thing to make... Okay, I started teaching this thing to make stuff for this, but I didn't finish teaching it. We have a basic machine casing, and we have the Energium dust and the MFE. But the problem we're going to have is this advanced machine casing. The advanced machine casing is going to require the basic machine casing, advanced alloy, and carbon plates. Okay, carbon plates are going to be more of the... See, and by the way, this recipe right here, 3 coal dust, is wrong. It does not work. It does not work. Alright, so let's just do this real quick. We're going to go ahead and get some kale. Kale. You ever have any kale? Alright, we're going to go ahead and get some coal dust. And we're going to have to do this by hand because if you shift click in the recipe that it just showed, it is absolutely wrong. So let's see, what was I doing? Okay, MFSU. Alright, so in the MFSU, we're going to have to make the advanced machine casing, which requires the carbon plates. Carbon plates are raw carbon mesh compressed, so we'll be running the compressor, which is also one of the things. That's why I didn't do this on camera, because I want to show you guys that you can do this, which is 2 raw carbon fiber, which is, according to this, 3 carbon dust, but it's not, it's 4. So you have to add that other one, and we need to make sure these are all the right kind of dust, because the ME system will not do the conversion for you. So if you have industrial craft dust, make sure the recipe is for industrial craft dust. So for industrial craft dust, and code makes that. So then on top of that, we have this. This recipe is correct. Encode that, and then we're going to go back to this, and we're going to back out. So what I want to do now, while this other is crafting still, and it's still going, Wow, this is actually going to take a lot longer than I expected it would. We're still only up to... Wow, okay. So yeah, that thing will be running this entire episode. It will probably run for the entire episode and then some. So anyway, we're going to make some carbon. How do I have carbon plates? Did I make carbon plates once before? That's funny. Alrighty, whatever. Did I not? Oh, I got them here, but I didn't put them in. Duh. Okay, well, I have some carbon plates. It must have been from when I originally did the basic industrial craft setup, but obviously that can't, that won't hold us over, so. Alrighty, so we're going to tell it to craft me these, and we're going to tell it to craft me 128 of them. Alright, and boom, look at that, look at it go. Yeehaw. Alrighty, so now, because it's doing this, we're going to go ahead and take one of these, and we're going to go ahead and go upstairs. Now, upstairs we have our compressor. Now, the compressor is hooked in with a precision export bus, and we're going to tell it to automatically take any of these it gets and export them in stacks into the compressor. The compressor is then going to take them and rock and roll. Looks like 11 is the maximum. All right, good. So now any of those that are made are going to automatically go into the compressor. The compressor is going to compress them into the plates, and then the import bus is going to take them right back out of the compressor and go right back downstairs. So now we have an automated way of making the plates. Alrighty? So that being the case, we are going to toss that back in there, that back in there, and that back in there because we don't need them anymore. Alright, so back to the MFSU. So, hello, M. What is going on here? Why is it doing this? Okay. Can we please just type normally? M. Why is this doing this? Okay. Wow. How about just here? Okay, wow, that was interesting, but I don't know what the deal is with that. Okay, advanced machine case, and we've got the carbon plates covered. Okay, so the next thing is the advanced alloy ingots. Advanced alloy ingots are compressed mixed metal ingots. Mixed metal ingots are plates of iron, bronze, and tin. Okay, so we need to make iron plate, bronze plate, and tin plate, and then we can put them in, and they can be automatically crafted as well. Okay? So, what we need to do is bronze, iron, and tin. Okay, so let's look for bronze. There's a bronze plate. And then we'll look for iron. There's an iron. Get back here. Iron plate and tin plate. Alright, so we can go into here, clear this out, and it was bronze in the center, iron at the top, I believe, and then tin at the bottom. Bingo, so we can encode that, and now we can tell this thing, hey, that's how you make this. So, now we'll go back in here, we'll put that back, and we will do a search for a mixed metal ingot. Alright, good. Here, make us 10 of these, just because. Alright, we're going to take one, and we're going to go upstairs. And we're going to add this to the things to be compressed. Okay, so now it's making those as well, and they are being pulled out as well. So now we are automatically making those whenever we need them as well. So that means that now we can actually go in here, and we can do a search for advanced alloy. And, well, pretty much anytime it needs advanced alloy, it should make it. No, I'm going to have to do it by hand. There's another way to do that, and I might go into it, but I'm not sure I want to. So, we can actually just do it. Since I know I'm going to use a whole bunch of these in the future, we'll just tell it to make 128 of them. And as they're being made, they're being pulled out and stuffed off to the side. So, excellent. So now we should have enough stuff to make the advanced... Oh, that's right. Duh. Brains. Alright, so the advanced machine block is what I was trying to do. Advanced machine casing. And there's the advanced machine casing, and we can teach it to make this now because we have the stuff to make the basics. Alright, so now we can make the advanced machine casing. So, now then, what else do we lack for making an MFSU? Come on. You keeping up or what? NEI synchronized auto. Okay, apparently that's just going to be a pain. Probably because I already had something typed in here. Alright, so the MFSU is going to require the advanced circuit, an MFE, which you already have 4 of, and the advanced machine casing. And, of course, the Lapotron crystals. Lapotron crystals require lapis lazuli dust, ground up lapis lazuli, advanced circuit, which you've already taught the system how to make, and energy crystals. Energy crystals are energium dust compressed down. I would teach the compressor to automatically compress all the energium dust, but at some point we're going to actually use that stuff to do other things. So we're going to go ahead and tell this thing to go ahead and let's see, we're actually going to need quite a bit of this stuff. So we're going to leave 10 behind just because, and we're going to go ahead and compress the rest over. I don't know how I did that wrong. Oh, wow. No. Oh, gosh, no. This is going to take a lot more than that. Like a lot more. Because it takes, for each MFSU, it requires the MFEs. Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, let's look this up real quick and see. MFSU. Okay, so for the MFSU, it requires 6 Lapotron crystals. Okay, Lapotron crystals are energy crystals with lapis. So we're going to need 6 energy crystals per MFSU, but then the MFE also requires 4 more energy crystals. So each MFSU is going to require a total of 10 energy crystals, and wow, that's a bunch. It's alright, we'll get into it. Here, grind me up some lapis. Actually, with 6 lapis per crystal, 6 times 6 is 36. So we're going to need 36 lapis per MFSU. So we're going to need to macerate a good bit of this stuff. Yes, sirree, Bob. This will just take a second. Wow, we're actually going to accomplish basically nothing this episode because all of this prep work, all of this stuff that you need. But that's okay. Once I get this done, in theory, there will be nothing else that we need to do for power because we will have an eternal source of power. Realistically, I should probably just do one of these at a time, but so be it. Come on, hurry up. Oh, we're running out of power. Okay, that's fine. You can just do your thing over there. Alright, so Now, let's see. The problem I'm going to run into is that I'm fairly certain that if I tell it to make me a Lapotron crystal, it's going to, holy crap, it actually worked? It never works. It always says, hey, I can't do that. Well, fine. Okay, we want to make 4 MFSUs, which is going to be 24 total. So make me 23 more. And you are being slowed down because of this. But that's okay. This is actually a fairly involved thing. So that's crafting along with this. It's currently crafting copper plates. Okay, okay. Now, if I had made the ME assembler bigger and had more crafty CPUs in there, this would actually happen faster. But the fact is that the bigger you make this, the harder it is to maintain power-wise, and that would have been a problem for me. I may actually make it bigger, given just a little bit of time, because realistically, once I get these solar panels set up, then I'll have a large inflow of energy, and then I won't have to worry about depending on lava or even charcoal for that matter. I'll be able to run the ME system off the solar panels. I might even make a solar panel just to support the ME system. I can do that, you know. Well, this is down to 16, 15. All right, good. So now that we have that going, we can go ahead. No, not that one, this one. All right, I'm going to go ahead and take one of my MFEs off. You know what? We don't want to do that, do we? Let's see if we can get this stupid thing to make us an MFE. MFE, begin. Now, it's probably going to run into a problem. Yes, missing the energy crystal. I knew it was going to do that. Okay, so let me see. Do we have any energy? Okay, we don't have any energy crystals. So we're going to take all of this out. We're going to tell it to go ahead and make us more energium dust. And then we're going to go ahead and tell it to compress this down into more crystals. Now, the problem, I don't think the problem is that we don't have enough crystals. You know what, here, just do it this way. Previous times when I've tried to do this, the problem I ran into wasn't that I didn't have enough crystals. It's that the ME system didn't like using the crystals I had, although they probably have fixed that problem now. Okay. Nope, still missing materials. I wonder if this is... It says 10. Let's see. Nope, we've got 30 energy crystals here now. But for some reason... You're not missing that anymore. Okay, you're not missing that anymore. Alright, cool. Hey, that worked. Alright, so now if I go and search for a MFSU, we don't have it in here because I didn't teach the system to make it. Alright, MFSU, encode. Alright, so we put the MFSU in there. We put the energy Lapotron crystal back in here, and we look for the MFSU and say, begin. Alright, let's take a look up here. It says it's working on it. Okay, according to that, it's finished. We now have an MFSU. Heck yeah, that worked out nicely. Alrighty, so now we have an MFSU that's going to hold a lot more power. Alright, so here's where we're going to end the episode. We've run out of time, but we've managed to make an MFSU. Now, between episodes, we're going to let this finish crafting up the solar panels, and I'm going to figure out how I want to set the solar panels up. Now keep in mind, this is using a massive amount of resources. I mean, tons and tons of resources. But the point is that this is going to create tons and tons of power. So if it was earlier on in the game, I would not have attempted this just because the massive amount of resources that it takes to make you just don't have them early on. But for an advanced, further advanced game, and with all the stuff I have, this won't be that big a deal. So this is Jeronitis signing off on episode 66, I think I said it was, didn't I? Anyway, like me if you like me, give me a subscription, but as always, help spread the gaming.